Hey, it's Thom for GAK, and I'm checking out the JHS PG-14 pedal. So the PG-14 is the Paul Gilbert signature pedal from JHS. If you don't know who Paul Gilbert is, you should Google him because he is one of my pantheon of favorite guitarists. He was in Racer X, so he's known for doing like Scarified and Technical Difficulties, those sorts of things. Then he had a career with Mr. Big, where he did things like Green Tinted 60s Mind. He was playing with Billy Sheehan. They've got some really great rock tunes. And then he's also enjoyed a really great solo career where he's completely changed his style over the years from that sort of all-out shred of the Racer X stuff to working with a slide now, and he's singing songs about owning a building, and it's a pleasure to watch. Paul has typically favoured, in the early days, a really high gain tone. It doesn't have a lot of mids, it doesn't have a lot of things that people would consider like really great guitar tone, and I'm going to get attacked for that, but if you listen to it, you'll know what I mean. Over the years, he's sort of refined his sound, he's looked for different things, and he's ended up going for more of like a mid-based and really dynamic and responsive sort of distortion sound that gives him loads and loads of character. He sort of stands by himself in terms of the feel he has, and this is a way that you can achieve that. So the PG-14, and the PG stands for Paul Gilbert, the 14 isn't the 14th iteration of this. 14 stands for the size of his foot, which is why there's a shoe on the top. This pedal was basically designed to bring on any gig where potentially you're hiring in a backline. So maybe you've got Fender Princeton, or maybe you've got like an old Marshall or a Roland Jazz Chorus or something like that. Slap this in front of it and it's going to give you those characteristic sounds of Paul Gilbert in a pedal so that you don't need to ship your own amp or anything like that. So that's really useful, and if you're looking for some of those tones at home, this is probably for you. So the pedal's got some really unique features which really set it aside and just make it a great pedal outside of that signature realm. It's a FET-based distortion, so it's going to give you some of those, or it's designed to give you some of the characteristics of a tube amp that's been pushed. To that end, there is a push knob on the front, and what that's actually doing is pushing the amount of input into that FET. So you've essentially got a boost in this, so you're pushing that front end. If you think about it in terms of like an amp setup, you would use a boost in front of your amp to get some of those rich overtones and push it into distortion. The push knob on this is acting like that, but within the pedal. So that push knob sweeps from all the way to the left to the right, and that's going to give you a wide variety of tones. One thing that you will notice is that when you're pushing that push knob all the way up to the top, you're going to be getting some of those sort of like fuzz tones because you're really pushing the front end of this this pedal, and it sort of breaks up and it sort of gets like really compressed like a fuzz pedal does, and that's really cool because that's something that I associate with Paul Gilbert. You know, his Fuzz Universe album. Some of those tones are fantastic, and you're getting that in this box. If we jump into the other features on the pedal, we have a volume which is just controlling our overall master volume. The mid knob is controlling how much mid you have in there, obviously, but the mid knob is actually controlled by the mid frequency knob just underneath it. And that sweeps between 400 Hertz to 7.5 kilohertz. That means that you've got massive amounts of control over where exactly your tone sits in a mix. So potentially, if you're not cutting through a mix enough, you can boost that mid frequency up a little bit if you want it to sit back in rhythms. It's very much taste dependent, but it's really nice to have that option. In addition to that, you've also got a tone knob which is going to make it dark or bright. So hopefully in this demo you will have heard that the PG-14 just really transforms the sound of your amp. It's literally giving you that sound, and it will give you that sound wherever you go because it's literally just all those things in the box. JHS have also made sure that this has a really low noise floor, so it's great to use in conjunction with other pedals, and it's great to use particularly with like dodgy power and things like that, even though you obviously want to avoid dodgy power. But that's going to be fantastic for that. It's going to be really low noise. One thing that I really liked about this pedal was that it gives you some of those fuzzy tones without actually being a fuzz. I personally am not a humongous fan of some of those like outrageous fuzz tones if you want to do sort of lead things. They obviously have their place and they're great for that, but this is a really, really nice middle ground for that you get out of that push knob there. So it's just, if you're looking for that in-between tone, it's probably going to be in here, so you should definitely check it out. But you know, let us know what you think in the comments. Do you like the tones of this? Have you enjoyed Paul Gilbert's career and you think the tones were better in the Racer X days? Anything like that. Do you think that Paul Gilbert looks a little bit like Jeff Goldblum now? Who knows? Let us know in the comments. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe to see more things like this, and we'll see you in the future.